Hey guys, what's up? It's Marissa. I'm back for another video. This time I'm actually going to do an update on my GoodReads reading challenge. So last year I set myself a goal of 50 books and I think I maybe hit 26. So this year I was like, I'm really gonna lower my expectations a little bit. My life is busy, I'm working full time, I'm going to school, albeit online, and I like my relaxation time. So anyway, I set myself a goal of 24 books. So right after I started my booktube, I started reading a lot more consequently. So I realized quickly that I was going to hit my GoodReads goal. So at this point I've actually hit it, surpassed it, set myself a new GoodReads goal. So I figured I would do a half a year update because by the time this video comes out we're going to be into July anyway. So it's half a year's gone by. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this update. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of overview on some of these books, and then I guess we're going to call it a night. The first book on the list is Fearless, and it's by Elliot James, and it's the Pax Arcana series. And I actually read the first two books in 2018, and they were alright. Essentially, you're following this guy named John Charming, and he's in a whole heap of supernatural idiocy. Anyway, I gave these books, because I read 3 and 4, In Shining Armor and Fearless, both by Elliot James again, and essentially you're following John Charming. Now, I gave these books 2 stars for these 2 books. The author really likes to take liberties in that she sets the characters, or he sets the characters up in these really difficult to get out of situations. And it's like, oh my God, is the character gonna die? Yada, yada, yada. Well then, and let me give you a little backstory. This is written like a diary. John Charming is writing all this after the fact. Okay, so that's how the books are written. So all of a sudden, the character's in mortal danger and, oh my God, what are we gonna do? And then all of a sudden the author's like, but guess what I did earlier? And I set this up and this up because I foresaw this happening. It was like, come on. And every single time, there's no the character thinking on their feet, there's no almost near-death experiences. It's all the author going, and guess what I did 2 days ago. It's just, it got really, really, really annoying, and I was trying to write a scathing GoodReads review. I just couldn't think of the words to even describe what this author was doing. So I think there is a 5th book to this Pax Arcana series that I started reading and never finished it. I literally got about a quarter of the way into it and I was like, you know what, this is garbage. I literally can't read this anymore. I don't care if I paid for it. I'm over it at this point. So I mean, I gotta say the characters were likable, the storyline was good, but it just really irritated me that he couldn't not put the characters in danger without saying he set this whole thing up ahead of time. I don't know about you guys, but that's one of my pet peeves. Don't do that crap. Almost kill the characters, or kill the characters for God's sake. Hey, hello, Game of Thrones. Come on. So anyway, then the next one, Christopher's Diary, Secrets of Foxworth by V.C. Andrews. Now, I read a lot of V.C. Andrews books when I was a kid, and I found this one at a discount store, and I was like, oh, this is so cool. This is kind of a later on, follow-up story from the Flowers in the Attic series. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this is going to be great. So I brought it home, read it all in one night, and it was a page-turner, a keep you on your toes, we're almost going to tell you what's going to happen. And then the end of the book comes, and nobody tells you what happens. Seriously? Completely unfulfilled. Completely. It just, oh man, I was so mad after reading this book. I'm like, why did I waste my money? Why did I waste my time? What? Seriously? And I know V.C. Andrews has a ghostwriter because, she died or he died or whoever it was died. So I know it's a ghostwriter, but seriously, that was not fulfilling in any way, shape, or form. And I know there's more coming out. Not interested. Totally not interested after that book. There goes my nostalgia from being a kid. Okay, so the next one is The Ring and the Crown by Melissa De La Cruz. And I like Melissa De La Cruz. I did not like this book. I thought the characters were severely underdeveloped. I thought that the story was, I mean, it was kind of supernatural, but it just wasn't very believable. I just thought it was irritating on the whole. I really don't even remember a whole lot about it. I'm trying to read this. Magic is power, power is magic. Once they were inseparable. There's two little girls playing games in a mighty castle. Now Princess Marie Victoria, heir to the mightiest empire in the world, and Aylwin Mirrodin, a bastard mage, face vastly different futures. Oh yeah, that's right. One of the chicks is a magic wielder. The other one's a princess. The princess is sickly. Yada yada yada. I don't know. It was boring, so it wasn't even really worth reading. Man, this stupid GoodReads thing keeps going all the way back up. Okay, then The Queen of Air and Darkness, The Dark Artifices #3. I had to wait to read that because I read the rest of the Mortal Instruments in 2018, and of course this one didn't come out until later. So I read that, thought it was a really great book, gave it 5 stars. It was awesome. That was the first of me getting into this series, really was the Mortal Instruments. So as I'm reading this stuff, I realize that there's way more books before that. So now, at this point in time, I'm going back to read the ones from the other series by this author set in this world. I know, I'm like way behind on the times. I didn't even know that, Cassandra Clare was a thing until I happened to pick up the first book in the Mortal Instruments series by accident one day. So anyway, the next one, I read the Dark Swan series by Richelle Mead. Geez, I can't even speak today, good lord. By Richelle Mead. Stormborn, Thorn Queen, Iron Crown, Shadow Heir. And these books, these are a reread for me. I've read them umpteen times. Essentially, Eugenie Markham is... she's like a mage, and she can travel to the realm of fairy, whether in spirit or in body, and lots of stuff ends up happening to her over there, and needless to say, she ends up becoming a queen in the fairy world, much to the dismay of her family. Anyway, I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but lots of stuff happens. It's a really good series. I really enjoy it. I reread it, once every couple of years or so as I make my way through my list of regulars. So those are all definitely 5-star books. The next ones are the Hunger Games series by Suzanne Collins. Of course, everybody knows about Hunger Games. These ones are my absolute favorite dystopian future books. Absolutely. Cannot stress that enough. 5 stars definitely for all of those. This next one was weird. This one I picked up on paperback, Magruder's Curiosity Cabinet by H.P. Wood. It was a really strange book. It was like about the plague coming to Coney Island, and there's like all these carnival freaks, and they're like trying to survive. And there's this rich girl who her and her mom were at this like hotel in Coney Island, and then she went out one day, and then all of a sudden they wouldn't let her back in the hotel, and nobody knows where her mom is. It was a really scrambled story. I thought the characters were really good because it did give you a lot of backstory and whatever on the characters, but I just thought the whole timeline of everything happening, and like I didn't get the point of the story. Most stories, there's some certain point or some place that the author wants to take you with it. I really didn't understand the point in this one, and maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just missing the whole point of this, but I don't know. It took me a really long time to read. That was at the point where my paperbacks were just kind of there to like pick up when I was bored of everything else. So yeah. Anyway, I didn't fully enjoy that one, but I thought the characters were good. So the next one was, this one was a school book, The Art of Crossing Cultures, 2nd edition by Craig Storty. This one was, I'm in a master's degree program for business, and we had to take a cultural diversity class, so this one was a book for that. I put it on my GoodReads because you know what, I did have to read it, so I'm giving myself credit for it. I'm just saying. I can't really say that the book was that good. It was informative, great, but I still had to read it for class. Anyway, so the next one is Divergent, and of course everybody again knows Divergent. After reading Hunger Games, I was like, I want to read some more dystopian future, so I started working on Divergent, and I'm on the 3rd book in Divergent right now, so I haven't actually finished that one yet. The next one is another school book, Human Rights and the Ethics of Globalization. I just had to read this for this current class. It's an ethics class, obviously, judging by the title. So yeah, I read that whole one too. The next one is A Game of Thrones, A Song of Ice and Fire, #1. That one, I listened to it on audiobook. Oh man, it was like something like 36 hours or whatnot. Listened to it to and from work. Good book, follows right along with the movies. The next one is The Girl on the Train. Didn't really care for that one. I know I did a whole review video on that. What did I give that? 4 stars? Yeah, 4 stars just because the writing was good, but you know, I was just a little about it. The next one was One Lucky Vampire, Argino #19 by Lindsay Sands. That one, it was a romance book. We went on vacation. We went to the UP in Michigan, and we happened to go into like a Goodwill type store, and I just started picking up random books. Well, the premise of this one sounded great. Didn't realize it was a romance until I got back to the hotel and started reading it. And then I'm like, oh man, I hate romances. But I will actually tell you, I liked the storyline in this book, and there was a little bit of the romance, especially like towards the end, but for the most part, the storyline was actually really good, so it kind of surprised me, and I thought, maybe I might like to try more romances, and yeah, we'll see about that in the future, maybe, at some point. More tasteful romances. Okay, so the next one was Promise Not to Tell by Jane Ann Krentz. Didn't really care for that one either. I think I did a review on that. I did do a review on that. Didn't really care for that one. I also gave that one a 3 stars because that was more like a romance too. See what happens when I pick up books at Goodwill? It turns into a romance fest. Don't understand it. That one in particular must have been a lot of... Okay, and my lovely camera just cut out. I have no idea why. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Okay, so the next one is The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. I did a review video on that one. You guys know how I felt about that. If you haven't, go watch my video. It's a long one, I'm sorry. I just noticed that today. I was like, I'm going to try to keep my review videos a little bit shorter in future because I really did not need to go on for like 18 minutes about The Handmaid's Tale because that was a fairly short book. That's what happens when I get talking, is I just ramble on about stuff, kind of like I'm doing now. Anyway, so the next book is Insurgent, Divergent #2, Veronica Roth. Just finished reading that one like last week. Really good book. Wicked, The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West. Reviewed that one on my channel. Thought it was good, but really deep, and not quite as good as I remembered it from reading it when I was younger. The next one that I always forget the name to because I've mentioned it in like 2 or 3 videos now. You Do You, Proud to be Fabulous by Tan France. Haha, got it that time because it's right in front of my face on my phone. That one I listened to as an audiobook. I got that free from Audible for signing up for the monthly membership. You get 2 books free every month. So hey, you know what? If you like audiobooks and you want to pay $14.99 a month for essentially 3 free audiobooks, you know, go for it. Have fun. The next one was An Enchantment of Ravens. You guys will have seen that review video because that comes out shortly. I thought that book was alright. I mean, I gave it 3 stars, but it was just like, you know, you really feel like nothing happened and nothing got settled and the big fight scenes really sucked in it. So, yeah. Let's see. And then A Clash of Kings. I just finished that today. I literally came in the house after work and was like, I have 10 minutes left. I'm going to sit on the couch and listen to this because I'm not going to go to bed not finishing it. So I'm going to start the 3rd one tomorrow. And then, of course, The Last Academy, which I also just finished today. And I just did a review video for. So you guys might see that after this video. Probably after this video. I'll put this one up first. So anyway, so far in 2019, that makes 27 books. And I did update my total to 50 books. So I guess if I hit 50 before the end of the year, I will do a video describing the next 23 books. And then, you know, at the very end of the year, I will update with a final total. But until then, I hope you guys have a wonderful evening.